Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It's your guy, Boulanger. Up next in this video, we're going to be discussing the idea or topic of what Lamar Jackson may not have considered when negotiating his new contract with the Ravens in 2023. So what Lamar Jackson may not have considered when negotiating his contract. As we get started, do me a quick favor, hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can keep getting updates on the new content that we release. Let's go. So, as I've been considering this thing, this thought kind of goes back a month or so when I made a video that talked about Lamar needing Jalen Hurts to get a new deal first. Okay. And I'm not sure if it's something that the Ravens needed to happen, but I certainly believe it would benefit both sides. Okay. And my point in making that video was that last year's contracts were such an anomaly, and I'm saying all three quarterback contracts were an anomaly, and I'll explain why here in a second, was such an anomaly that Lamar Jackson couldn't really be trying to set his market on what they got. Okay. So let me explain. So Deshaun Watson's deal, I think, was first, and it was set so far out with guaranteed money that we knew the NFL clearly did not like it. And there certainly came a walking back process, meaning walking it back from that 230 fully guaranteed to a more reasonable launch pad for quarterback contracts. Okay. So then we know that Russell Wilson came out, got a new deal. Whole dollar amount doesn't really matter. I think he got like 161 in total guarantees. And we know Kyler Murray got a deal with 189 in total guarantees. And so if Lamar Jackson was trying to set his market between those numbers, well, what he would see is, well, I've been better on and off the field than Watson, so I should get his money. That's kind of logical thinking. I've been better than Kyler Murray, so my floor and guarantee should be where his ended, which is 189, and then Russell Wilson could never really be a comparison because Russell Wilson is essentially 7 to 8 years older than Lamar Jackson. He was traded from his original team. Okay. And so they signed a new deal after Denver got Russell Wilson. And so those things are so rare. You know, Deshaun Watson was so rare. Kyler Murray's deal was so rare because he had been a malcontent over the last couple of years, and he scrubbed his Arizona imagery from his platforms and so on and so forth. And then they gave him a deal. And so Lamar Jackson, as far as reputation, has been seemingly spotless, not spotless, but seemingly spotless since being a part of the Ravens. Seems like a team guy, seems like a good guy. And so to try and compare those things to what he could set for his market, I think made it the anomaly. So I said that Jalen Hurts deal had to come to allow for Lamar to have a real idea of what his market could be. And so, and now that that has happened, it makes it more clear there's two things that Lamar Jackson did not consider when negotiating his contract. Okay. And the first thing I think that Lamar Jackson may not have considered is how the NFL would truly respond to the Watson deal. I'm on record, and I think there's many people that's on record, and some of you have been in agreement that there was certainly a collaborative effort league-wide to reduce and suppress any idea that anybody was getting a fully guaranteed deal such as Deshaun Watson got last year. I think that was very, very clear. Okay. And I don't think Lamar Jackson considered that. I think as the season ended, I think that between the end of the season and March the 2nd, when Lamar Jackson was negotiating the deal and then requested a trade, I think between March 2nd and the franchise tag, I think from the franchise tag to the beginning of free agency, I don't think Lamar Jackson considered at those various points how the NFL was going to respond. And I think it's very clear that they were not going to let anybody get close to any $230 million in guaranteed money. Okay. I don't think he considered that. I think Lamar Jackson may have considered Deshaun Watson's deal. I think he may have saw Kyler Murray's deal. I think he may have saw Russell Wilson's deal. And I think he could certainly look back to 2021 and even take a peek at Josh Allen's deal and says, you know what? I've done just as much, if not more than those guys. So my money has to be on par with what they received. And so I think that as the NFL has spoke loudly about, you know what, we're going to push this guaranteed money, fully guaranteed money, all the way back below the 200 million mark. And that's certainly what they've done. I don't think he considered that, which may have caused him to negotiate in ignorance. And what I mean by an ignorance, not that he's an ignorant man. Ignorance just means a lack of knowledge or lack of information, right? Stupidity is when you don't use the information that you have, okay? So, and so I think that that certainly is now more clear. So that's point number one. I don't think he knew how the NFL would truly respond. And now we've all seen that. And I think he's also felt that as he's been in this off season. Okay. And the number two thing I don't think Lamar Jackson considered is that he would have to take into consideration a guy who was drafted 2 years after him and consider what he received in a contract offer and have to bring his numbers down to make things more reasonable to get any team to sign him. I don't think he considered that. I don't think that Lamar Jackson, what Lamar Jackson would have known, let's say it this way, what he would have known is that Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, and Justin Herbert would be up for contract extensions after the third year. Well, their third year is here now, and Jalen Hurts just got his deal. I don't think he considered that he would have to compete with those guys for new numbers, right? But that's exactly what's going to have to happen. And now that Jalen Hurts has signed his deal, I think whatever Lamar was asking for has to come down to something near those numbers. Now I know that somebody has, somebody showed a side by side that Sarah Ellison showed between Jalen Hurts' deal and Lamar Jackson's deal, and the Lamar Jackson contract looks fairly decent. Okay, and again, I don't think he considered that this deal would get done before his deal would get done. I don't think he said that. I mean, excuse me, I don't think he thought that. And so now I think that all of these things are now realities. He fully can see how the NFL has responded. He can now see that the market for guaranteed money in 2023, so we're not even talking about 2022 anymore, that the market in 2023 is going to begin at 179 for those other guys, that being Herbert and Burrow. And I think Jackson has to also put his name in that the guaranteed money is going to be in that 179 to 190 range. And so I don't think he considered those things. And so I think that if he had taken those into consideration, and there's no way he would have known that. There's no way he would have known that. Maybe an agent could have helped him see that coming. I don't know. But I don't think he considered that, which is why he's estranged in some aspects to the Baltimore Ravens at this point in time. And so I think that I think at this point, he's going to have to go back into the lab, him and his crew, his camp, and put together some new stuff on paper, and see what they can accept. I think that one of the subscribers makes a great point that if Lamar Jackson doesn't get a deal done now, he's going to look greedy, and I think that's a true statement. because I think that we've certainly heard a couple of deals out there, and this Jalen Hurts deal certainly makes it current. Shout out to my guy Jeremiah. Jeremiah is one of the subscribers, man, and he keeps me on my toes. He's a smart dude. I don't know him personally, but I know that when we put videos out there, man, he shows up. His comments are always uh uh um pretty analytical. It's always a solid response. It's always good feedback. He always makes good points, man. So shout out to Jeremiah. And so I think that you know, I think now is the time. I think, like I said in the video earlier, is that Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are now on the clock, because we don't have to speculate anymore, right? We don't have to speculate what Jalen Hurts will get. We don't have to speculate what the Baltimore Ravens are offering or have offered. This right here, I think, becomes a launch pad for negotiation. Hey, Jalen Hurts got this. I think I should come in at this number right here, right? See, because we have real numbers, we can see, we can touch, we can feel, so to speak, that kind of allows us to expect the deal to be happening soon. And so, like I said earlier, if a deal's not done by draft night, excuse me, I don't think a deal will get done. You see, because if the Ravens have a number in front of them, if Jackson has a number in front of him, then there's not much to talk about. Either it's yes or no. And so I believe that if the Ravens come through with the deal, and I got some contract ideas coming up today, as soon as this evening. I think if they can't get a deal done over the next 9 days, I don't think a deal gets done and Lamar Jackson moves on. That's what I believe. Now, am I totally 100% accurate? I don't know. But again, that's what I think and believe. So listen, I'm your guy Boulanger. This is the GM, and I'm out.